This is a board game, a botany themed board game with some beautiful cards that show different plants and flowers. And the cards tell you the scientific name of the plants that they show, and they have some really beautiful artwork too. Botany, a Victorian expedition. Amy and Dusty draws, D-R-O-Z. Even the inside cover has artwork. Looks like a map of London and its environment. It's really thorough. A lot of this board game is like that, with little details that you don't expect. It almost feels like you should be hanging it on the wall, but instead you get to play a game. I haven't played a full game yet, but I've set it up a few times. You can look at some of the cards. Looks like they have tantalizing trees too. I would love to see that one. And perilous perfumes. Perilous makes me think maybe toxic plants, although I think there are some toxic plants in this one too. The board itself feels sort of high quality. I mean, just so cool. So the game itself is kind of based on my incomplete understanding from never having played it fully. You are collecting different plants across the map. The cards tell you where the plant's located, and you have a starting point. And you have to go by rolling a dice to different locations. It's a little hard to show you this, but I'll show you the back. A bunch of different plants. Doesn't this should be hanging on the wall? I'm convinced. Other way? I'm not sure. It's the best way here, but hopefully this is kind of cool. I'll zoom in on a few. A lot of really cool ones. Might fold this back later. This happens every time we pulled it out. I couldn't get it folded again. And then the rules of play. What if I tell you that there are 18 pages? 18 pages of rules and guidelines for this game. This botany game. Some looks at the cards you can find in here. They also have some beautiful artwork for the character cards. There's also abilities cards and that kind of thing. But some of the cards are old photographs and some are drawn. There's hunting dogs, and one of my friends got a falcon. We set it up. There's also money, so when you travel, you have to be able to afford it. Yeah, so some of the parts are event cards, specimen cards, bonus cards. So not just cool plants, but cool animals in some cases. There is a quick start guide, but I did not find this to be enough. I was definitely referencing the full 18 pages when I was first setting it up. And again, did not even start. Okay, let's appreciate these cards for a second. They didn't need to have all distinct artwork, but they did, and I think it's a nice touch. And then, so these are different estates you can get. And I think once you go to collect your specimens, maybe you put them on these rectangles. But you also have a card that is supposed to be the specimen holder. So I don't I don't quite understand yet. But really cool London estates, it looks like. I mean, they probably have some controversial histories, because that's how history be, but really pretty. Yeah, see, so they say like garden, live specimens, and pressed specimens. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Darwin, although he hated iguanas, which is just weird for a biologist. But he seems like, as far as explorers went, not one of the worst. And obviously, evolution is one of the coolest theories of all time, and I think it's a beautiful way to see and understand the world. I guess I can show you the fronts of some of these. This one says global shipping, and it's got a ship on the back. And the cards with the same artwork are the same type, and the little emblems are clues about what their function is. I don't remember what the ship is. Maybe event, or I don't know. Maybe you have to get a certain ship to go certain places. This one says each player may place one specimen from their Wardian case in their estate. You discover a company that will ship your specimens anywhere in the world. So sort of like game cards. When you roll your dice, you also draw cards, and maybe this, I forget how many you draw of this, but that Wardian case, that's what the specimen holders are called. And one of these, I think, is your Wardian case, if I can find it. On the bottom of this one, the emblem is dice. And these are called the, don't know what they're called. Maybe challenge cards. This one says player turns pay a coin from expedition funds. So yeah, it's kind of complex. It reminds me of Risk or something, although I was never like part of a board game family. I feel like that game seems kind of intense and very rule heavy, like these. Guess a sneak peek if you buy the game for yourself. We do have these fun little miniature almost chef egg. And they have this kind of periwinkle color, kind of rare for board game pieces. Even the pink and the maroon. It's sort of unusual colors. Muted and matches the aesthetic of the game really nicely. Just you top two together. Nice. It was really satisfying. Probably won't take the money, all the coins out. Maybe I'll play with a few. They're just kind of messy. Oh dear. Okay, maybe it's not their fault. This might be user error. They're kind of like this, almost like cardboard. Yeah, I would say cardboard. There's different. I don't know if there's a banker per se, or if people bank for themselves in this game. Probably love to do some banker kind of. Okay. And the dice. Ooh, they have a flower. I'm not sure what that is. If that's a 0 maybe, or 1. I think it could be 1. Yeah, they both have a flower. I think you rolled both for to decide. I don't know. Because there aren't that many spots in the board game, so maybe you only roll 1 to decide how many places you move, and 1 for something else. I don't remember. These with the estate emblem symbol. They're conservatory cards. And this one says, gain 2 reputation, must have 5+ live specimens in a state to purchase. During the Victorian era, botanical gardens became important centers for scientific research. Special conservatories were built to house exotic plants that were brought back from expeditions. So cool. Would love to visit one. I did go to a greenhouse in DC once. It was super cool. Ooh, okay, we got a shift there, so I guess these are conservatory. And then these are also conservatory. I'm not sure what the shift was. Okay, so, this is orangery. A little different. Gain 1 reputation. Must have 2+ live specimens to estate purchase. It looks like they all say the same. So you can either get 1, 2, or 3. Estate, orangery, or poisonous path. This one's cool. It's got a moth with like almost its skull, which there are moths that really have that pattern. Can't tell you their name, unfortunately, because I do some research. Okay, this is cool. These are like crew, ammunition, decoy, and I think each person draws 2 of these, and it's like you get sort of an ability out of it. You could get a climbing spike or a pig, and it helps you in your journey. This is one my friend got that I thought was cool. A falcon. And its ability or bonus is it's a pet, and each time you gain a reputation, you may roll a die. On a 5 or a 6, gain 1 additional reputation. And I think you actually have to buy the card. So if you get a really good card, it's like balanced out by costing more. So I guess you have to be good with money to play this game too. Okay, I'm excited to get to the specimen cards. Could be either of these. This one has like a bouquet of flowers, and this one has a leaf. And looks like all the same type of card. But let's see. I think this is probably specimen. Oh, there's this. And this. Okay. Lots of types of cards here. Okay, these are the characters. Maybe I'll look at these really fast. Oh my gosh, come on now. Look at this artwork. Oh, it's so lovely. I wonder, I know it says in there who did the art, but this one is Mr. Amaros Mustafa. +1 to agility rolls. Oh, okay. Once per turn, you may pay 1 coin to cancel the effect of one of your land events. Not sure what to make of that. This one is Lady Abigail Inglesby. AI solo player. My word, what? Estate purchases. On Abigail's first return, she gains 1 Wardian case and 1 orangery. On subsequent returns, she gains 1 conservatory. So this ability is AI solo player. How silly would it be if this game is so complicated because it was made by AI? I wish I knew what that meant. I'm sure it means something, but I could not tell you. Here's one. Lady Annika, or Anika. I'm going to say Annika. Sibia. +1 to fortitude rolls. Pay 1 fewer coins when you buy an item card. She's got really cool clothing there. And jewelry. Really cool. Yep. So that's your player for the game. And you pick one of these. And then there are also these guys. The same here. And they've got the Wardian case. I think that's what that is. And it's most regions, most coins, most expedition cards. Okay, so these are like award cards. Most specimens / region. Award this card to the player with the greatest number of specimens from one region in the state. Oh, right. I think how you win is you have like the most of these plus most specimens plus the most money. It's like a point system, I think, at the end. They like measure it all. Forget exactly how it works. And then these guys, botanical press. Okay, not the specimen cards. I guess that's what the bouquet of flowers card is. It's a big stack, so I should have known. The botanical press is botanical presses allow botanists to dry and flatten plant materials, thus preserving them for future record and study. The earliest known books of preserved specimens date back to the 16th century. These are really cool when you see them in person. I guess this is a plant pressing. I didn't realize that first. I think that's supposed to be. Probably I should shuffle some of these for the sound. Well, it's okay. And finally, the specimens. We'll just go through like a few. I'm gonna. Ooh, we could do it like a tarot reading. Although, if we get poison, I don't know what that means for us. Oh look, even the case. These impressions. Like, it's just so nice. I hope it's not sort of AI completed. Maybe it means Arctic expedition. That's an I. That's not an E. Okay, hold on. AI, what could that stand for in the context of the character card? Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. First one we got is specimen Viola. Viola? Viola odorata. Ooh, odorata. That probably means it's a very furry grint. I don't know if that means a pungent fragrant or a pleasant aroma. Unknown. The location is Tartary. And I think this is Eastern Asia / Eastern Russia. Not that Russia isn't Asia, but I think Tartary is kind of defunct and was kind of a catch-all. Western Europeans, or I guess just all of Europe, used to refer to Asia before they knew the details, which seems so unlikely to me, but I think I've Googled pertery before, and I think that's what it said. But there was so much trade. I don't understand how they just lumped it all together. Maybe we can check the map really quick, and it can tell us more about it. I guess that is kind of one downside, is they don't tell us much about the plant, so it's good to know it exists, but ooh, it shows you the seed and the nut and the flower. And the roots even. Maybe this is an epiphyte. That's a plant that grows on another plant. And the way that this one's sort of extending like this, I wonder if it grows on trees. Maybe not. Maybe just the ground. Maybe a fork. Really pretty. We'll do two more. Ooh, so vivid. Nice color. And this one is a red field poppy is the specimen, and the location is France. And this number here, it corresponds with the region on the board. So like the Northwest would be 1, and sort of Midwest on the board would be 2, and so on. Kind of has the whole world divided up into regions. And I think you need different roles to go different places, something like that. Appreciate the artwork on the back for a second, which is different on all the types of cards, which is so cool. And that bouquet. Flowers that all the specimen cards have. Okay, it's got some really fine writing under artwork. I can't quite. Let's see for a second. Looks like it says Papaver roeus is the scientific name, but the underneath the card it says Papareus. Sort of looks like Redicum, Erraticum, Ruberus Campestis. Maybe those are different types of poppies or related plants, and I'm not sure I can spell that right. It's really faint. Oh, the magnifying glass. Okay, last card, and then I'll put it all up. Brown algae if you're British, maybe, or maybe that's just a nature documentary I saw with someone who didn't know how to say it. Very possible, because I don't know how to say it either. Location for this algae is the sea. Kind of vague. I think on some of the other cards it would specify like Indian Ocean or Pacific. Maybe this one is widespread. It's got some writing on it too that I again cannot make out in the corners there. And underneath, this one is region 2. So maybe it does correspond to the Pacific Ocean on the board. Brontange, Braunttange is what this little word says, but I don't know what that means. Maybe the order or the class. I mean, if this is all different types of brown algae or different parts of its growth, like different stages of growth, like maybe this is it young or fruiting, I'm not sure, but this is so varied. What a cool, I mean, calling algae a plant feels strange. But yeah, I guess chlorophyll. What am I thinking of where it's not a plant? I don't think algae is a plant. I don't think. I have to Google. Somebody let me know. I'll let myself know. But yeah. Okay. Ooh. Not quite perfect there, but I think the lid will go. Ages 8 and up. Takes 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Interesting. 1 to 5 players. Oh, so you can play by yourself. Forgot to mention. Kind of cool. If you just want to look at pretty plants and get new things to Google. Shiny, shiny. Not that shiny. Okay, more shiny in person, I think. Botany, a Victorian expedition.